got my gear up, gear on, and the ride is getting really close and I'm still learning. Leslie's going to share with us when and why to stand on your pedals.
So we have lots of riders ask when that they should stand on their bikes, and it's not always that easy to learn to stand in the beginning when you first start riding. And once your muscles get used to the action, just like anything, you have to adapt to it and get strong enough to stand. And also you have to be comfortable with your balance on the bike, because the bike, as you have to get comfortable with moving it around underneath you. But basically the reasons that we teach to stand, or the uses for standing, are number one would be to get on top of your gear. Quite often you might be climbing in a gear. You don't really need to go into an easier gear, shift down to an easier gear, but just by standing you can get on top. We call it getting on top of the pedals. So that would be staying in the same gear and just getting on top of the pedals and staying in that gear to maintain the speed of your bike. Another reason to stand would be on a long climb, for example. Say around here we have a couple of pretty long climbs that a lot of people are training on for the various bike rides that are going on, and you know, get a little bit tight and sore. You're using one main muscle group when you're seated. It's a lot of hamstrings and butt muscles. So by standing you can change up the muscle groups, get a little bit of a break, a little bit of a reprieve. Standing also is a good way to give a little stretch of your back. So by standing as well, climbing, or even when you've been seated in the saddle for a long time on a flat ride, you might just stand to sort of move around and get a little bit of a stretch in. So 4 basic uses. Yes, accelerating, standing to get on top of the gear, stretching your back a little bit, and also changing up the muscle groups. And in all of these cases, it's very important too to learn that when you're standing and sitting back down in a group situation, that you don't want to be pushing your bike back into people. So as you stand, you gently stand, you stand up and you keep your bike underneath you, not shooting it back into someone behind you. And likewise, when you sit back down, you make sure that you're putting the front wheel forward a little bit, just pushing it forward as you sit down, and you're not throwing your bike into people behind you.